Okay, so what do you think about parents?
It was a fun chapter. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, when she read it out loud, so I was kind of listening. But I was just like, all like the list of things. I was like, man, there's a lot more than I thought there was. Like, it really does get really deep. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, I think the conclusion I drew was like, because it mentions like parents, especially, it's more of like a bunch of compromises kind of and like negotiations, right? And I was laughing. I was like, that's what marriage is, though. It's really for both parties. It's like you have your negotiations in marriage and even negotiations with the family as well, and that's how you keep the peace and balance things out. You know, in a lot of ways. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Definitely a lot of things can go wrong. Different opinions, different views.
Oh yeah, if you're aware of that, better stuff. And it's different for everyone because we all have different backgrounds and stuff. So for some it's harder, some it's just it's fine.
Especially me and him.
Oh, okay.
Russian compared to.
Yeah, I mean it's not that bad though. It's actually been, I think it's actually gotten way better than I thought it would as far as the differences. Yeah.
It all can be worked out. So, what do you think? You met his parents today, right? So
yeah, that's what we were like.
Was it good?
Huh?
Was it good?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it pretty straightforward. Just just casually.
Okay. So, did you have a chance to talk about like, well, this is the stuff we want to have in our family, and this, maybe not. So, do you have that kind of conversations? No.
With the parents?
Like, no, with you. Oh, no. Not with parents.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to tell them that. You don't, I mean, they'll recognize them themselves.
Started to. I think that's
started.
Like the book says, some topics, 2-3 times go over the same thing.
Yeah.
And expound on it.
Okay.
We made an introductory foray into it, and then next time, talk about it more.
Okay. That works.
Yeah.
Your essay, is it going all right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Please.
In the first chapter was kind of like, where do I start? And now it's just, you're just tagging on another paragraph or two every time. It's pretty straightforward.
So it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, and I don't care about your grammar and stuff. So
Like you said,
it's up to you. I'm not going to read it, so you just have to have it. Anything else you want to add? Because I don't have my speaker yet. He's supposed to show up about now, and I don't see him yet. So I hope he didn't forget. But I reminded him yesterday. So Andrey Nikulin. So maybe I should just tell him that we're ready for him.
Come in like half an hour.
Okay, and he will know. Oh, my phone is not off. Anything else you'd like to? I shouldn't just.
I've been going over that divorce book, the statistical one.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty eye-opening.
Mm-hmm.
That never in the history of divorces ever has it been 50% or near 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never even been close. What people are referring to as 50% is a projection that a small team of analysts had from a small university 30 years ago. It was a projection that they had over the course of like 20, 30 years that they had, and it never happened. It actually went down. So they were, not only were they wrong, but they were wrong in like completely the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
I think it also went down because not a lot of people are getting married.
Yeah, I think
People
that's
just
the
want to
bigger
live
problem.
together. Or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those that are getting married aren't getting divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have, they had a 4 criteria check where if both are college educated, both college educated, both have some sort of weekly church attendance or service, and both didn't get married before, I think there's a threshold of like 20 or 19 or 21 or something, their chances are 1 in 15. So it's like significantly lower than, because when they I've heard from the pulpit multiple times, people say, or a pastor would bring up, the modern equivalent of 50%.
Oh, it's 50%. And it's even worse in church and stuff. So.
Всем привет.
Oh, you're good. Come on in. Привет. So yeah, that's kind of, when I read that, I was like, so that can be true basically, and I guess it is. So it's good to read. When he finished it, anybody wants to have it? I only have 1 copy left, so I think there was only 1. Maybe there's another one. No.
It's a short book. I'll be done with it.
Oh yeah, it's
Isn't
like
it online too on the Google Drive? Because I know what he's talking about, but I don't remember reading it.
I don't remember seeing it in the drive.
I don't think it's on the Google Drive. I have it right
You
there.
mentioned it in one of the meetings.
I mentioned it.
I just grabbed it off this table. Actually, no, you have to go down to the library. to
We,
get it.
we went to the office and got it from the shelf.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I have this book here and nothing else. There's like a shepherd book. That's a good book for guys, like a really nice book, but nothing else. So, but if you want that book, feel free. We're good. It's a microphone. Don't worry about
Do you
it.
want the door closed?
Yeah, of course. So we talk about. Andrey, we'll tell you. Что ты будешь по-английски или по-русски? It's up to you.
I don't know, we'll see. Free flowing. Значит, first of all, as always, I like to start with saying that this is a really nice opportunity for all of you that I didn't have at the time when I was getting married. Так что I'm very happy that you guys have something like that. I appreciate what Andrey's doing, has been doing for the past few years. It's really nice. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you. Hope you guys are doing good. I usually like to start with, even though there's not much time, but quickly, if you can say your name and, like, are you in a relationship? Because you're alone here. So I gotta double check. And then why are you in a relationship? You love the person. Why do you love the person?
Hi, I'm Kirill, and my girl's in Minnesota.
Okay.
It's like I do really love her, and it just came out of nowhere as well. It's just like, I've known her my entire life, and then it just came out of nowhere. So.
Do we know her?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Soon.
Okay. So just kind of childhood friend? Is that why you love her? Like you reconnected?
Well, we've known each other, since we're babies, pretty much, yeah.
So like you're
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yeah, Alona, we've been married since August, and like, why am I married to him?
Yeah, I guess that'd be the way you phrase that
I
question.
guess kind of like Kirill, I've known him and his family really well for 4 years, but then one day it just kind of hit us, and we saw each other, and God opened our eyes, and then it's just been going really, really good since.
It's good to know.
So, and he's unlike any other guy I've ever known.
Oh,
so.
thanks. So my name's Matthew. Married. For love. So know each other for 4 years, and then just saw each other but didn't see each other, and then didn't talk, and then one day just kind of all changed and went really well ever since that. So, yeah, ready for love.
And you're still in that phase of love.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
you're
here in
st-
6 months on the 14th, so
Okay.
we're super happy.
Good.
Well, 6 months of marriage, sorry, but yeah.
And God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm Anton. I love Marina. We've known each other, throughout the years here at church, interacted through camps and stuff. But I've always had a prayer that God would send me a woman that loves Him and that loves me, and that we're compatible together. And my desire is that we can both live a life and we can strive towards the building up of the church, and that we, she can help me in my spiritual life when I'm weak, and I can help her when she's weak. And we just want a life companion that's not another dude.
So you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
And we can see you guys love each other too.
Yeah.
My name is Marina, and I love Anton. And ever since I was small, I always prayed for God to send me the one when it's right, and to not send anybody else to me. And so in a way, I kind of said, Lord, guard my heart and don't send any guys towards me. And so I didn't date anybody or anything. And then I saw him noticing me, and I didn't really know if I liked that. So then I started praying about it, and then God just turned my heart towards him, and it just switched. So,
So it's
Good.
an answered prayer.
yeah.
Well, I'm Tim. I'm engaged to Ida over here. She's sitting next to me. I love her a lot, and I guess for marriage choice, it would be, I mean, love obviously, but I think it's based on confidence. Like, у нас, like, все так и шло, like, по маслу, поговорка, where, like, препятствий нету, like, с родителями and with, like, church, where everything was just, like, coming together so well. And now it's even more coming together with work and, you know, finishing school. Like, there's the typical obstacles that I saw people have. I mean, they overcame them, right? But, like, with so much prayer and, like, усердие, it just, like, все сходится просто, like, со временем. And then I saw a blessing in that. So that's, here we are.
And team, like one more question for you. This is like year 5, 6, 10 for you, being in a class here?
Oh, I went here once. It was funny. I went here with my buddy David to school. Not as a joke, but...
Well, you started as a photographer or a video camera guy, right? Or you did that a couple of years?
I think so.
Well, I think he did it for a year.
Yeah, for a year,
but not too bad.
I think that might have been the same time I attended. No, I attended it just for like some broad knowledge because I mean, Andrey from the cafeteria said that you can come out even if you're not, you know, romantically involved in anything. And it was going through this once as just a refresher was pretty. I mean, some of the things like this when they did this conversation, then I was just CDO, but you didn't really have anything to share. But no, it's clearly it's paid off a few years later.
My name's Ira, and as Tim said, we saw God's hand in our relationship, and we've been friends for many years now, and we love each other, so we thought that it would be the next step.
Well, God bless you all. Those of you that are already married, God bless your life. And then those of you that are still in the stage of preparing to get married, God bless you with all the preparations. And it's good to hear that you're in love and you're here for the right reasons. Not, I don't know if there are not right reasons to get married. I'm sure there are, like for money or, I don't know, other kind of things that they look for. But yeah, it's good to hear that you are here for the right reasons. And what I'm hearing from you guys and the answers that you provided is that you're kind of on the same page. You love the person. We think about the same things. We have the same, we have the same interests, I'm assuming. Do you guys? For now? Yeah. Does it look like, you listen to the same music?
I mean, I wouldn't say interest. That's not the word that comes to mind. It's same goals.
Yeah, same goals in life.
Goals and dreams.
Same goals and dreams. That's good to hear. Do you do the same things kind of together while you're dating for now, right now?
Yeah, like we introduced her interests, introduce him to me. I pick him up if I like him. I introduce her to mine. She picks him up if she likes him. Just kind of like, I guess, like you say, like your lives kind of legit do that. They just kind of meld and become something new.
Okay. Because that's the topic for today. That we are, for now, before we are married, and for you guys, it's going to be hard for me to kind of split you apart. So
it's okay. We'll work it out.
Don't worry.
I'm sorry about that. But for now, we don't notice certain things while we're still in the phase of love relationship. Like for you, it's really hard to notice things. You're just over the phone or Skyping. But even for us that are seeing each other on a regular basis, dating or whatever, picking your, fiance in this case. Are you guys engaged?
Not yet.
Okay, girlfriend or future fiance. Picking up for dates or whatever, doing something together. You're probably not noticing many things that are kind of like, what does that mean or whatever. You're kind of seeing things as like, I'm in love. It's okay, whatever. And then when you get married, and the regular routine starts hitting you. The 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, the things that you got to do around the house. Man's got to do his things. Wife has got to do her things. And then you start seeing things that, there are a little bit of differences that we haven't noticed before. And if we missed out and didn't discuss them, potentially they could be issues that could, if you don't fix them, even sometimes break marriages. So our job today is to talk about some differences that are potentially going to be causing issues. And maybe look at them right now, discuss, figure it out, find common ground, and work from there. So we are all different, even though right now it feels like we're finishing each other's sentences. We do the same things. We get each other. We have the same tastes, same interests, and everything like that. So we are all unique. And let's talk about different characters and personalities. This one hits, close to home for me. Morning person, evening person. I kind of had to work through that one for a little while. And my wife has adapted to me a little bit, and I'm, working my way through adapting to her personality. She's really a morning person, and I'm an evening person. And so, like, every morning, in a way, it was really nice. Like, every morning she wakes up and she's happy, and she wants to do things, and she's energetic and stuff like that. And it's really nice to see, it's nice to see a happy person get up and, she's ready to do things. But I'm a late person and I'm not ready to get up yet. And it's loud for me. Hey, please stop opening the window curtains or whatever. I still haven't, gotten my sleep for the night. So for us, it was a struggle. And the author talks about it a little bit as well. They're kind of split. He's the morning person. She's the night person. And so before marriage, she expected her to, have breakfast, maybe even cook breakfast for him in the morning. And she expected him to, be a night person, do things at night or whatever. After 10, start a board game or, watch a show or whatever. And so before, when they were dating, they really didn't pay attention to all of that. And they were kind of going out of their comfort zone, doing things late or getting up early for the loved one. And then when they got into it and he wants to do breakfast early, and he's like, I told you I don't do breakfast. And so for a while he was sitting alone doing breakfast by himself, just looking out the window, because she stayed up late doing her things that he didn't want to do, because he wasn't wired that way. For him, it was too late. He was kind of exhausted mentally and physically and wasn't able to participate. And again, that same struggle, except the roles are a little bit reversed, happened for me. For example, looking back, even going to sleep, like we came up with certain rules for us to make it work, that we would try to get some things done before a certain time in the day or at night. And I remember she was falling asleep and just had to fall asleep with 107.9. And I like, if I'm hearing something, I can't sleep. Like, I'm analyzing, I'm thinking about it. Where's he saying? What type of music or whatever. So my mind does not shut off. And she just doesn't care. She hears the sound and just falls asleep. And I'm laying there for half an hour, and I'm like, I can't. I'm not ready. So I'd give her, we'd come up with some kind of routine. I'd give her, 15 minutes. You get 15 minutes, you fall asleep, and then I turn it off. If you're not sleeping, you're out of luck for that night. So I remember once when she was really tired, we were still dating, and that should have been a clue for me that she's not wired the same way as I am. We're talking on the phone. It's kind of late, probably 1 a.m., maybe 2. And, I'm telling her a story, and then, silence for, initially she's like, and then there's silence. And so I realized, that, it's either a disconnected line or something happened. There is no sound coming from the other end of it. So, I was like, you kind of brushed it off. But then she asked me about it. So, what happened? Because I think I fell asleep. And so we've grown since then, because we do understand that we got to in order for us to make it work, and we are making it work, but in order for us to make it work initially, when we were kind of running into, certain issues, we needed to work together and figure out a plan. And so, like I said, we talked about it, and she's now better at, staying late with us, even though I see that she's not as functional as we are, because my kids are, I think, kind of like I am a little bit. So like yesterday, it was about 10:30. She was pretty tired, and so we went to read the Bible. We're reading the Bible, but at the end of our reading the chapter and discussing the chapter, she's out, and so we're still discussing and everything, and then we started singing songs. She wakes up. And she's like, I really want to be with you guys, but it's just too late. So again, in order for you guys to make it work in your family down the road, start talking about it right now. Start figuring out what the differences are, and kind of coming up with a plan, because you will have some issues and disagreements because of certain differences. And late or morning person is one of them. It potentially could affect your love time, not doing things together. But again, you work on it, and I'm sure you guys can figure it out and agree. Respect the differences. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm gonna be repeating. Don't get upset or down on the fact that you didn't notice that, and you ended up with a person that's not as the same as you are, or as someone that you expected that they were. Don't get too discouraged. I think, in a way, for me, looking back, I think it's kind of nice that people are different, because that helps us grow and learn new things, and then. Like if I'm lacking in a certain area because of the fact that she's different, and we'll talk about other things that will kind of make it clear, because of the fact that she's different, I can learn from that and grow from that. Okay, next difference is half full, half empty person. Pessimist, optimist, they do often attract to each other. And I don't know why, but that's just how it is. An optimist sees opportunities everywhere, always excited about potential, and the pessimist always sees potential problems in everything. Like my relative, I'm not gonna say who. He is such a pessimist. Everything, any kind of idea you bring up. And it's like, it doesn't, I don't think so, always puts you down. Like, even to a point, I remember that he would, kind of talk about what ifs to a degree that we went to a buffet, and he would start taking his plastic forks with him. Because of what if they didn't wash it enough and I'm just going to get sick. But then he thought about another possibility of that fork breaking in your mouth. And so he's like, no, that's probably worse. So I'm not going to take the plastic forks. So a pessimist sees issues, and an optimist sees opportunities. So the optimist wants to act on it. Pessimist is like, what? That's going to get us in trouble. And a potential issue arises. Risk-taking, safety first. So you start butting heads a little bit, start disagreeing, saying, hey, you're not letting me move forward in the things that I think I can grow, and potentially it could be an issue. He talked about this in a way that an adventurous person, or a person that's scared of adventures. And I don't know what you guys are into as far as doing things, but personally, I kind of like adventure. And I remember when we were dating, Victoria was okay going on certain rides in Silverwood. And I was like, cool, that's so awesome. I have a partner. Since then, I've kind of been going alone because she's like, yeah, what? I don't even remember how I went on that ride. So like, I don't know what happened to me. I shouldn't have done that. And so like for a while, I was kind of either doing it with my nephew, my brother, and now my son a little bit, but he's a wuss in a way. Sometimes he's like, I don't know if I want to do that one. So it could be potentially because you're excited now about that person being on the same page with you. But then after the fact, the adrenaline rush is not there. And she or he's like, what? That's crazy. That's half glass. What if this happens and this happens? I don't want to be a widow. So a potential issue. Like I said, money opportunities. I don't know if you guys are into stocks. We had Letty on talk to youth about stock and everything like that. That like finances could become a problem because half a full guy sees opportunities where you can kind of succeed and grow your wealth, and the other person's like, and that seems risky. So talk about it, figure it out, make sure that you're understand that it's okay to be different, but make sure that you talk about it now and kind of come up with a plan on how you're going to be dealing with the differences. Next one, he calls him neatnik slob, neat freak bomb. Again, before we're married, we don't notice. We sit in a car. We don't really, maybe you see a couple of things laying in the car that you're like, I wonder if those are from like last week, those pants or socks or whatever. But I'm assuming you're kind of letting things go. You don't really pay that much attention. Start doing that, because potentially if you are a neat freak, you're going to have some issues if you ended up being with a bomb. And I mean, bomb is an extreme. There's something in between. But potentially you might have to hire your mom, who is, cleaning up for you. Or, maybe you get a really nice wife who's going to be cleaning your socks that are parked by your bed every night. Cleaning your socks every night. Maybe she's okay with that, or he is okay with that. But like, if you've noticed, some things are important to the neat freaks. Like how you put your towels, how you stack your dishwashers, how you how you do your dirty laundry or whatever. Some things are important to those people, and for others, like. In certain things, I think I'm pretty neat freak, and other things I kind of don't care. And like, it took a little bit of time for us to figure out how to deal with those things and differences in my family before we've adapted. And she kind of is okay with me doing certain things the way I do. And then at the same time, I'm going the extra mile and seeing, looking out for things that bother her. I tried not to leave my socks or shoes unattended, because they can be then thrown out if they're unattended. So you kind of go the extra mile and make sure that you're doing extra things to make it work. My son, like, I've noticed he's such a neat freak. Like, I take his guitar. I'm practicing guitar right now. He's learning guitar, and I'm like jealous because I wanted to play guitar when I was a kid. And I only played piano, now I forgot. So I'm playing guitar now, learning after him or whatever. So I take his guitar off. I'm putting it back. I take it 3 steps out. He kind of picks it up or whatever, and then puts it back in there exactly the way he wants it in there. I'm like, oh. I mean, if he gets a neat freak like him, great. If not, good luck.
Is your wife like that?
Not that bad. Not that bad. Like even blinds, like I take the blinds down, they go this way up, they go up this way. He sees that and he's already in bed, gets up and just takes them down this way.
There's only one proper way to bring up blinds.
Whatever.
No,
I personally, I do not care.
Let's in so much more light than the other way.
Good luck. So anyway,
Because they're shaped.
They have to go up.
Yes, they're shaped. They're not flat. They're shaped.
Mine are flat.
excuse me, I can argue with you that it depends on which floor you're at. So if you have a person looking down at you, potentially they could see you. So, you put them down. But if you have someone that's looking, so yeah, you could get into arguments with that. But I can see your personality right there. So he likes them down like Tim. I don't care. Whichever way they go up, I don't care. Anyways, so, but that could be an issue. So make sure you talk about it now. You figure out how you're different and come up with a plan. And yeah, pay attention to how their car looks, how their house looks, and things like that. So pay attention and start making a plan. Next, sharing everything, personality, thoughtful, introspective, and less likely to share. So sharing everything, or actually like a quiet person that doesn't really say much. He calls it, the author calls it, I think it's pretty cool, babbling brook or Dead Sea. He says the Jordan River comes in, but no river going out. So the Dead Sea one is the quiet one that doesn't say much. So like he could, or she could, take a bunch of information in and just kind of process it and not say much. On the other hand, a person could be like seeing things and talking about things, like a little thing here, he already has a huge story, or she has a huge story about that one little thing that he saw. And so potentially it could be a great thing, or it could be a potential problem. So before marriage, we look at it as, oh, he's just the best talker, or best listener. We look at it that way. After a couple of years, we can say, stop talking. Or can you say something, please? Because like before marriage, we're like, if I'm a talker and that person is really not, I'm seeing a great listener. Yeah, she's so capable of hearing me out. And, she listens to me for hours. That's so awesome. But then you sit and you want some kind of feedback, and that person's still listening. Dead Sea coming in, not much coming out, potentially a problem. Another example is storytelling as a painter, or a storytelling as a pointer. So someone can actually tell a story and make it a huge, beautiful painting, bunch of details, interesting, awesome. And it's great for some people. Others, I just want you to get to the point. Just what do you want? Tell me, what is the point of your painting right now? What's the main point? I don't care about the big thing. I just want the main thing. And again, potentially it could be awesome, like if you got a spouse that's a great listener, but then maybe you want to hear some, like if your love language, one of the love languages is actually hearing compliments and everything. Potentially it's a problem because you're never going to hear a compliment. That person's just a listener. So again, figure it out, come up with a plan, coordinate, and don't look at differences as as a huge problem that, oh man, why didn't I realize that this person was this way? It's okay. Learn from it and grow from it and adapt and work through. Passive aggressive person, thinking, analyzing, what if, wait for something good to happen. And so before marriage, we see the good. After marriage, potentially could be divisive, because that passive person doesn't agree with the aggression that aggressive person is showing. Again, it could be buying a car, a house, and I'd recommend learn to work together as a team, because potentially you could use it for the good. You could help each other the passive person, if they just kind of spread their passiveness to you a little bit, they can kind of slow down your aggression. And same thing with the aggressive person, they can push that passive person, and maybe they can have a very great unit that works great together. Logical reason or intuitive person. Logical person, kind of goes through a progression of logical steps, trying to reach a logical conclusion. And the other person looks at it as, I just feel it. It's in my heart. I just want to do it this way. For example, you could look at it as, I've heard of couples, like one person just wants to suddenly, change a couch here, put it there, even though it's not logically, it's going to be kind of in the way. Logically, it's going to be, preventing me from putting my things out there. But, I just kind of want to rearrange the room. And then I bought new paint. Let's paint it. Well, it doesn't fit the style of the house. I don't care. I just feel like this color will bring up a little more light into my house or whatever. And so, potentially the person that has logic behind his actions could then start making issues for the person that just, has like, spur of the moment thought to do something interesting. So logical reasons for everything we do. If it's not logical, we should not do it. And then the other person's arguing that we just want to do it just because. We don't need it to be logical. We do some things simply because we enjoy them. And again, before marriage, we look at it as, we're proud of each other's characters. And after marriage, we can run into some issues. Number 7, difference that's out there, and we're pretty much done. Organizer, free spirit. Attention to details, free spirit, when details will take care of themselves. For me, I personally, I don't know if you guys know Andrey Muzichenko. I think he's probably on another level. I am organized in my things. For example, like my trips are never just, let's go there. Checking prices, checking hotel prices, checking car rentals, seeing things to do in the area. So I don't just look for things when I'm there. Researching restaurants and everything. So I do a lot of work preparation for the trip. And like my brother, he calls me, hey, let's go to, I don't remember where he said let's go. I think he was saying let's go to Montana somewhere. And so we started checking things. And it was like, let's go tomorrow. I was like, did you do any research? What are we going to do? Well, we're just going to drive. I'm like, Montana, I think they got restrictions. Well, we can go to California. I'm like, well, that's like opposite. But they think they also have restrictions. So we ended up going to Wyoming. And we visited Yellowstone. It worked out okay, but I was like nervous. I don't like trips like that. We were at the spot. We got lucky that the hotel opened a day before we arrived. So we lucked out, or you could say we were blessed. But anyways, for me, I was like, man, that doesn't work like that. I can't go on trips like that. And some people are just, let's get it done. And so potentially for someone like me, it could be an issue. I am not happy when someone's pushing a trip on me without preparing for the trip first. And Muzichenko, I think, is like, whoa, he's on another level. He's so he's got graphs. He's got graphs. He's got price matches. He does so much work. Because my brother went on a trip with him a few times, and it's like, when Muzichenko is with us, we don't worry about a thing. Everything is researched. We're not going to have a minute of downtime because he already planned it minute by minute when we're in New York or LA, whenever they went. So again, you can use it to your advantage. The differences that are there potentially could be used to your advantage if we understand that God knows better. When God sets you up with someone, He knows better. And don't get discouraged if you learned something after the fact. You learned of a difference after the fact. You didn't notice it while you were dating. You're like in a bubble. I love you bubble. And then reality hits you. Don't get discouraged. God knows better. He gave you the person that you need to have to grow and get better yourself. And it might seem like it's some certain things will bother you more, but don't get discouraged. Just start talking about your differences now and how you can use them to your advantage. That would be my closing statement. And Andrey is going to take over from here. There's a fill out personality profile for you guys, assignment wise. I got to go to Chilenska. Say my piece there. But again, God bless you all. If you have any questions, you can ask me now or later. It doesn't matter. But yeah, best wishes.
Thank you.
In your long distance relationship too.
How long are you married now?
We got married in 2003, so whatever that is. Yes, so I think in 2020 we celebrated 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And I mean, like, I've heard people say, we never had any issues, we never even had an argument, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say they're liars, but I think they're liars.
Or one of them didn't know it was an argument.
Nice,
Or it's like bubble wrap. It's a relationship. It's like, are you living life? I mean.
Yeah. So honestly, like, I think arguments are part of life in a way. It's how you deal with those arguments. So like how you resolve them. That's the key. Figuring out where you got to step back and not push harder in an argument, or maybe you hold your ground because you know that that's a topic that needs to be resolved with you winning that argument. So I think that, like, pray to God to give you wisdom, read the Bible, pray together. So during those arguments, you're victorious, as a couple, and victorious as a Christian. That you handled those disagreements and arguments in a good godly way.
One last thing. Do you think you're different just because you're married now than you were before? Like, did you change just because you're married to Victoria?
Did I change?
Yeah, did you change? Like, you've been like this and now you're different.
Yes, I definitely. She changed me. I'm changing her. She's from a different family. From a different country. Even though we're Slavics, I'm a Kyrgyz, Slavic. Because Balai and everything. And she's Ukrainian. And she definitely changed me in a lot of ways, and I've changed. I think for the better. I am a better man because of her. And same thing with her, I think. She, how you were raised, how you were, whatever, the people that you grew up with, your peers and everything, has an effect on who you are. And so, we've learned from each other, still are. Yeah, she's still helping me out when I'm slacking here and there, and I'm working to her.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. May God bless you.
Yeah.
So, thank you again.
Yep. Thank you. God bless. See you around.
So, see ya. So, I ask him to do this lecture every time. He does it great. I like this topic as well myself, but Andrey is perfect. So, just to repeat a couple of things. There is an enemy, and he will use your differences. You have differences. If you haven't found out yet, you will. So enemy will use your differences to split you. To say, oh, we're not meant for each other. This was a mistake. If you live together long enough, that thought will come. Not if it will come, for sure, because enemy is there, and that's the thought from him. We're not for each other just because we're so different. Oh, I didn't know we're so different. You'll find how different you are. You'll still find. God made that, just like Andrey stated that perfectly. He knows everything. He planned you before your grand were born. He planned your together, your marriage. He knew everything. He knows how it's going to end. If he'll come or you will grow up old and die, he knows everything. So he uses all those differences to create a unique something. It's like, I'll make them together and I'll make them one. Just like it says in Genesis and Matthew and everything. It says, I'll make them one, so they are not two anymore, but one. And he uses marriage to do that. He uses differences when we're different to actually get us together. I used to do that on this lecture. Try to get a puzzle that's exactly the same and get them together. It's not possible. The puzzle is meant to be shaped like this so they all overlap together, right? Same way you are. And some things don't really look like we're getting together. We're so different. It's just like a puzzle. You're like, how is that possible to get in? It's possible. So he knows how to do it, and he'll move some things, bend some things, and it will get together. So that's why you're together, basically. So don't listen to the enemy who will try to split you because of the differences. All the differences are to help us, basically, to get us together. Next lecture is about fights and conflicts and everything, right? Valery will be talking. He'll be speaking Russian. So he's an older guy. So I've never had him, so it will be great, interesting things to do, to listen to. He recently moved in our church now. But he has great wisdom. He's an older guy. So it'll be good. But right now, about the homework, chapter 12 is all about differences. The second bullet point, it says write down all different types. You don't need to write down anything. On chapter 12, page 143, I think, it listed all of them. What I want you to do is just grab a copy, just like Andrey just did. He listed them as pairs. One pair, another pair, another. So just talk them over, basically. Some of them, you was like, it looks like we're about the same concerning this particular thing or this particular thing, right? Some things you'll be different. So the Symbis thing that you did goes great deal in that. So you probably already felt that. I did one meeting with them already, and we'll finish next time hopefully. And I'll still need to schedule yours, and you're still working on yours, right?
Yeah, we haven't done it yet.
Or I didn't look at it recently. If you finished it or not.
Did you start?
So,
I haven't started.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we'll do that, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll do it at some point one day. But what I'm saying is this is kind of a great assessment quiz thing to look and actually brings up your personalities and how it works together. So that's going to be a great help. So write down the most kind of what you see now. How are we different, right? I can tell, yeah, married people already say, hey, yeah, as soon as you start talking about nitpicking and stuff, it's like, come on, all the towels and, yeah. We know that in experience. You'll find out later. But basically, write down what you now see. Because, let me tell you, in 5 years, this will be gone. You'll find something else. And then in 10 years, you'll find something else. Because we're never done until we're done. So he'll dig some other things out from us. Like I'm finding stuff right now in myself. It's like, really? Is that me? So if you're up for a marriage road, you'll find a good deal about yourself that you haven't know about, right? Can't remember if I do it in this lecture or not. I have a good example. I think Pastor Lutzer bring it once. He's like, imagine a glass of hot water, and you have that tea bag. You don't know what's in that bag. You have no idea what's in that bag because it's all wrapped. All the tea is inside and it's hidden. You got to put it in the hot water. Then everything will start coming out. Everything is coming out in the hot water. We'll talk about it next time, more of it. But basically, marriage is the hot water a lot of times. Both of us are in, and we're bringing stuff out of us. We have no idea that's there, really. So be kind of expecting that. Be graceful. Be merciful to one another. Be willing to forgive yourself and then others. If you can forgive you, you can forgive others too, and vice versa. So, but this is basically what it is. There is a fair hours on differences. I think they do it in a Focus on the Family, like kind of an event. So you can listen to that, and they kind of add some more to the book on differences, somewhat. So, but pretty much, this is a fun topic actually, to talk, to listen. I never get tired of it because we are all so different. And this is what actually brings the uniqueness of each family. Each couple are so different from each other. That's why your kids will be so different from the others, because they grow up in your house. So you never know all those little possibilities that's possible in life. And God, I can imagine how he did that, because he knows all the families, all the kids throughout generations, and he pre-planned it, who will meet who and how it's going to work out. All the tapestry, is that the thing? I think that's the name of it. Is that art?
Oh, the genealogy or the tapestry?
No, tapestry is like, I'm thinking about the art.
I think you
that
got the
create.
right word for it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So anyways, he is a genius on that. Nobody can ever plan it like this. That's why he's God. So enjoy that. Enjoy your differences, for sure. Any more would you like to add to this?
As a practical question,
Mm-hmm.
is it better to have separate bank accounts or united bank accounts?
United, for sure.
Yeah.
You can have as many accounts as you want. We'll have a topic about it. I mean, we'll have a lecture about finances. Most likely, I'll be doing that. So, but as a quick thing, like our family, we have like 6 accounts. We're weirdos. We like finances so much.
You're organized.
We're organized so much that we have like 6 or 7 accounts, and everything. This goes here. This goes here. But it's all us basically. So you can have 2 if you need, like money for this here, money for this here, right? But it needs to be both of you. You have one person who is responsible for actual stuff, writing down, calculating, paying, but both of you should be on the same page, talking about it regularly. That's it. There are certain unusual situations with addictions and other things like this, when something like that could be advised, but that's a totally different story. You don't need to worry about it. So basically, that's yes. We'll talk about it more in a couple of weeks or so, but yeah, that's what it is.
That's good.
Okay, so I guess we'll finish.